Okay, you guys, let's get real here. All right. I how do I even start? Y'all may not like me when this is all said and done, and I really don't care. Okay? God has been speaking to me for days now, and I have been ignoring it. I've been reading Psalms 91, and I'm going to read that to you. And it's in the description of this live. You know, what I realize and what I see going on is we're all battling each other. We're not doing spiritual warfare here like we should be, okay? We're battling each other instead of doing what God has been telling us to do. And what God has been telling us to do is exactly this that is stated in Psalms 91. And I have been reading it over and over and over and over again, okay? And this is why I say, y'all may not like me when this is all over with. Y'all may block me or whatever. But God didn't create us to have a spirit of fear. He created us to be warriors. We're supposed to stand up and fight. But we're supposed to fight this battle with His Word. Not with our words, with His Word, okay? And this is where we're all going wrong. Do we want to lose this battle? This battle's already been won. Let God do it. He gives us the tools. They're all in front of our face. Pick up your Bible and read Psalms 91. I've lost a lot of sleep over this. I've been in fear over this myself, okay? And trying to deny it. I'm not going to be in fear no more. Because God gave me the tools. And I'm going to share those tools with you. And it's time that we stand up. And we speak His Word into existence. That we fight this with His Word. Because that is the only thing that's going to end this madness. Okay? The only thing. We got people out there in the streets going crazy over a shortage of toilet paper. Well, you want to know why the shortage of toilet paper is? Because you got all these people out there buying up toilet paper to make money off of it. Yeah, you go buy toilet paper on Amazon. Look at the prices. Okay? Look at the prices. You got people sitting on the side of the road selling toilet paper on the side of the road. That's madness. Let's stop this madness. Okay? Come on, people. We were made to be warriors. Let's stand up and fight this battle the way we're supposed to fight it. It's not time for us to sit down. It's time for us to stand up and fight. But the only way this is going to happen is if we do it together. Warriors. And I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute. Go somewhere. See, right now the enemy's trying to attack me. He's been trying to attack me through my family, and I was missing it. Okay? If you got kids that are acting nutso and not giving you your space and not giving you the time that you need, if your phone is constantly ringing, if you've got notifications going off, if you've got people in your inbox constantly messaging you, that's what's going on. Because, see, when you got all that chaos going on up here, you don't have no brain space. You don't have no time to think. And Sandy's been saying this a lot, Sandy Kurkowski. Go to her page. Go follow her. Go get on Telegram. It's an app that she has, and start listening. Open up your Bible and start reading it, especially Psalms 91. I'm going to read it out loud to you right now, and I just read it out loud over my house, and I'm going to continue to read it out over my house and over this world every single day until this ends. You can sit down if you choose to. You can sit down if you choose to. You can live in fear if you choose to. It is a choice. God gives you free will. Thank you for the hearts and thank you for the love, Kim, and anybody else that is on here listening to me. Because this is a word directly from God. Okay? He spoke to me. No, not with verbal words you can hear. In my spirit, He stirred it up this morning. And I literally shouted Psalms 91 to the rooftops. And what does He say? He says, shout it from the rooftops, you guys. Shout it from the rooftops. That's a word for somebody. So here we go. Let me find my Bible app over here. And I use the Message version, okay? It's the one that really speaks to me. It's the most clear to me. It puts it in words that I understand. And God knew that, okay? And there's nothing wrong with it. So, no, I don't want to rate the Bible right now. I want to read something. Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me. All right. So we're going to Psalms 91. And I hope that y'all stand up with me in your house. And I hope that y'all shout this as we go. Because this is what is going to be our spiritual warfare. And this is what we have to remember. This is spiritual warfare. We are fighting against principalities and powers of this earth. Not people. Not people. Psalms 91. Okay. You who sit down in the high, God's presence. Spend the night in the Shaddai shadow. Say this. God, you are my refuge. God, you are my refuge. I trust in you and I am safe. I trust in you and I am safe. Are you hearing me? Say this. Say it out loud. You can think I'm crazy. Whatever. I don't care. If you're a believer, if you're not a believer, you need to believe right now. You need to believe. Because I've been down before. I know how to get back up. There's a lot of you out there that don't know what poverty is, that don't have the tools, that are going to need people like us to help you. That's the thing. I can do without. I've done without. I've survived. I'm 62 years old in June. I have survived many times and done without many things. I just don't speak about it. I've lived with addiction in my life. Family members. I've suffered losses in my life. I just lost somebody I really cared about just a few days ago, and this is the first time I'm going to speak on it, from cancer. We can even fight that. Do you know that? Do you know that God gave us the tools? Do you know we can be healed in the name of Jesus? Do you know that? Even without all the stuff that I do to take care of me. But God gives those tools to you for some reason. They're put in front of you for some reason. And it's time you start paying attention. What are you going to do when the drugs are all off the shelves? What are you going to do then when you can't get your prescriptions? You're going to have to find a different way to heal your body. You're going to have to find a different way. And you guys, I'm not trying to scare you, but this thing could get worse before it gets better. It could get worse before it gets better. Sandy Krakowski's already got a plan of action. Okay? I've already got a plan of action. How many of y'all have already got a plan of action? I want to know. I want to know what you're doing. Put it in the comments. Enough. Yes, I'm angry. Not at you. Not at you. At the enemy. Because we're allowing him. But, how do I say this? I love you, baby. I am angry at you. Because you're allowing him to win. You are allowing the enemy to win. Instead of standing up and fighting, you're sitting down.
The devil's a loser.
The devil is a loser. That is right. Let me finish reading this. Watch out, baby.
Can I have a bag of chips?
Yes, you may. I'm not out of food yet, but let me tell you something. If I do run out, I know what to do. Do you know what to do? Do you know what to do? Then stick by me because you're going to need me in the long run. Before this is all over, you're going to need me. And I'm going to ask you to share this out. Okay, this crazy woman, you may think I'm crazy, but I'm really not. I'm as sane can be right now. And y'all better get some of this sanity I got. Okay? You better get it. Because when shit hits the fan, you ain't going to know what to do to survive.
You're not crazy.
A lot of you ain't going to know what to do to survive. And you're going to need people like us to help you get through this. Think back. Think back. What goes around comes around. We've gone full circle, sweethearts. We've gone full circle.
Have we got a laundry pile started?
Yes, Robert. Just put it in the floor. I'll get it. I can't turn the camera around on him right now. He's cleaning himself up. But anyway. And I told him, you know, if you're going to wet yourself, you're going to clean yourself up because I've got other things to do. He's got to learn. Robert is a survivor too. He's been through struggles. He knows how to pick himself back up, wheelchair or not. It's not time for me to baby him. It's time for me to have him grow up. Because when shit hits the fan, if it does, okay, I'm not saying it will 100% because I don't know that. You don't know that. We don't know what the outcome's going to be. But this man needs to have strength. What if I'm not here? What if I'm not here to help him? What if his aides aren't here to help him? Who's going to do it for him? We got to take care of ourselves. And there are people that can help us. Okay, let me finish reading this. I'm going to start over. You who sit down in the high God's presence, spend the night in the Shaddai's shadow. Say this, God, you are my refuge. I trust in you, and I am safe. Robert, you got to take the other ones off first. You got to take the other ones off first. All right, let me finish this and then I'll... Don't you be cussing. I trust in you and I am safe. That's right. He rescues you from hidden traps. Shields you from deadly hazards. Hold on. Go outside. Because I can't speak over him. I try to, but I can't. He rescues you from hidden traps. Shields you from deadly hazards. His huge outstretched arms protect you. Under them, you are perfectly safe. His arms fend off all harm. Fear nothing. Not wild wolves in the night. Not flying arrows in the day. Not disease that prowls through the darkness. Not disaster that erupts at high noon. Even though others succumb all around, drop like flies right and left. Hold on, I gotta move this up. No harm will ever graze you. You stand untouched. Watch it all from a distance. Watch the wicked turn into corpses. Yes, because God's your refuge. God is your refuge. If people would just listen to the word, really listen to it. The high God, your very own home. Evil can't get close to you. Harm can't get through the door. He ordered his angels to guard you wherever you go. If you stumble, they will catch you. Their job is to keep you from falling. You walk unharmed among lions and snakes. You walk unharmed amongst lions and snakes. And kick young lions and serpents from your path. If you hold on to me for dear life, he's saying, hold on to me for dear life, says God, I'll get you out of any trouble. I will get you out of any trouble. I'll give you the best of care. If you only get to know and trust me, just get to know and trust him. How do you do that? You read his word. You talk to him. You listen. If only you get to know and trust me. Call me and I'll answer. Be at your side in bad times. I'll rescue you. Then throw you a party. He's even going to throw us a party, you guys. I'll give you a long life. give you a long drink of salvation. Come on, you guys. You know, I lost somebody I care about to cancer a few days ago, and I didn't even know it. I found out on the internet, and then I messaged her nephew, which he's my nephew too. Not blood nephew, but he's my nephew. I claim him as my nephew, and he claims me as his aunt. I don't know if y'all ever heard my story about my friend Ruby, but I think now is the time. You know, I've said many times that I am an empath. Well, I get these visions, and I get them at night. And we all have dreams, and that's what a vision is a dream, okay? And most of the time, we don't remember our dreams. Most of the time, we don't even know we've had a dream, okay? But my dreams tend to stand out, and I wake up and I can remember every little detail of that dream. Now, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's the way God is telling me that someone is in danger. So I know when people I'm really close to, I feel their feelings. I feel what they're going through. That's the empath, okay? I feel what they're going through. And then I have these visions when something is wrong in their life. Well, my best friend Ruby, my kids, grew up with their kids. We were best of friends. We'd go have coffee together every morning at her house, or she'd come over to mine. We'd lay out in the sun together and everything. We were neighbors and we were friends. And so this is why Nick calls me his aunt and why I call him my nephew. Well, long story short, her husband David, I think this is what happened, found a better job in California. And Ruby, I believe, was originally from California. And so they went to California. And this was after my kids were already grown and all this. And we talked back and forth for the longest time. Okay? And then we kind of lost track of one another. And I went looking for her. I started searching the internet, looking for her phone number or family member or something, because they had moved around quite a bit while they were in California. Well, not quite a bit, but they moved around a couple of times while they were in California. And I had lost her phone number, and I had lost the previous address and all of that. Well, I finally found her through her sister. Was it through her? No, take that back. I found her through a friend or someone that knew her. I started calling phone numbers, is what I did, of people in Modesto. This is how I found her. Just going through on the internet, looking for phone numbers and calling people and just ask them, do you know David and Ruby? And I'm not going to say their last name. And one of them said, yes, ma'am, I do. And I said, well, I'm Rita Blankenship. And I said, my kids grew up with their kids. And I'm Ruby's best friend. We're like sisters. And I said, I want to contact her. Can you please tell her I'm trying to reach her? And I gave the lady my phone number. And I got a call. And we were back in contact with one another again. Okay? So I'm going to make this story kind of short, but this actually happened a couple of times, and I had to do this search over again a couple of times. And then again, we lost track of one another. I wasn't in contact with her sons. I wasn't in contact with David. I wasn't in contact with her. And I knew none of her family. Yes, I saw pictures and stuff like that, but I didn't know any of her family. Well, my dream, my vision went like this. My friend Ruby was standing in her kitchen. And I can't remember if she was actually on the phone or what she was doing, but she was leaning up against her refrigerator in a corner in her kitchen. And it's like, I can almost see that kitchen and describe the whole thing even today. Okay? And I believe, if I remember right, her refrigerator was close to a window. Okay? And in my dream, she was talking to somebody, and she had her arms folded in front of her. And, you know, Ruby was one that always held her stature up really high. So she was kind of leaning, but she had her head held high. And all of a sudden, the roof came crashing down on her. And I woke up from that dream immediately. I didn't know what it meant at that time. But I knew that she was in danger, and I didn't know what the danger was. And I felt like I had to warn her. And I'm sorry, my arm and everything is starting to shake. I felt like I had to warn her. And somehow or another, I found her phone number and I called her. It had to be a God thing. It had to be an all-around God thing. And before I said anything to Ruby, I talked to her husband, David, and I told him about the dream. And I said, I don't know what it means. I said, but something is wrong. Anyway, we conversated for a little bit, and then I talked with Ruby, and I told her. And she was like, no, you know, I'm fine. Everything's fine, you know. And we hung up. I want to say it was a week later. Ruby had a massive heart attack. She was put on life support. And the family had to make a decision to take her off life support. Well, I didn't even know this had happened. And nobody had my phone number. But her sister found me on Facebook. And her sister's the one that just died of cancer. We became really close. She looks a lot like Ruby. Her personality was a lot like Ruby. And we became really good friends across the miles. Okay, because she lives in California. And I got back in contact with Nick and David, but he wouldn't really talk to nobody. After Ruby died, he didn't want to talk to anybody that, you know, from the past, because he was crushed. And so, you know, the thing about it is, his sister found me and asked me, are you the Rita that my sister Ruby knew? And I was like, yeah. And she said to me, she said, well, I have something to tell you. And she said, I hate to talk with you under these circumstances, but Ruby would want you to know. And she told me what happened. And after that, we became really good friends. We talked a lot. We talked a lot about mine and Ruby's friendship and the things that we did and how we laughed together. And she would tell me the jokes that Ruby would play on her, and she would play on Ruby, because they were both really big jokesters, okay? They like to play little jokes on each other. And that's something I remember about Ruby, because Ruby was a jokester. She was so fun and full of life, and nothing got her down. I mean, every holiday, I don't care if it was Easter, whatever it was, she went into full decorations, you know, the whole 9 yards. Birthday parties, she threw the best birthday parties for kids. Ruby was an amazing, beautiful person. And I'm still broken inside because I miss her so much. Anyway, I realize what that dream meant now. It was telling me she was going to have a heart attack and her heart was crushed. That's what the ceiling falling down on her meant. You know, you guys, God does speak to us if we just listen. If we just listen. And He's speaking to somebody right now besides me. With Psalms 91, go read it. Read it over and over and over again. Shout it from the rooftops. Walk around your house saying Psalms 91. This is how we are going to win this battle. This is how we are going to win this battle. Speak these words over Congress, over the White House, over your brothers and sisters, over your family, whether they can hear you or not. Speak these words in Psalms 91 and keep speaking them. Okay, you guys, I have to go tend to Robert right now, but I had to get on this here and share this with you. My heart is breaking for each and every one of you, and we can win this together, but we've got to do it together. We cannot be separated at this point. We might be separated across the miles, and we might not be able to be in contact with each other on the level that we used to be right now. But this will pass. We can keep in touch across the miles. Get the Telegram app. Find me on Telegram. Find Sandy Gurkowski on Telegram. Let's all become united. That's what we need right now, because you got price gouging and everything else going on. There's going to be food shortages. We don't know what else is going to happen. It's possible social media could even go down. And if you don't have somebody to stand with, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Those of you that don't know how to survive, that have never done without, that have always had money and always been able to buy everything you've needed, what are you going to do? Those are the people I'm trying to reach right now. What are you going to do? Those people that have been down and know how to get back up. There's opportunities out there right now. I can give you an opportunity. Sandy Krakowski can give you an opportunity that won't cost you a dime. It's time to get into warrior mode, you guys, okay? And that was a phone call from my mom. So I have got to go. I love you guys. God bless you. And I'm praying Psalms 91 over you and your family today. Claim it. Pray Psalms 91 over me and my family and all of this world. In Jesus' name. Claim it. And if you need any kind of help, put it in the comments. Share this out. Let this get out to as many people as possible. Keep on sharing it. And I'm going to keep coming live as long as I can. And I'm going to keep encouraging and uplifting you. Stay away from the negativity. Quit listening to all of the fear that the world is trying to put in you right now. And listen to people like me and Sandy that are going to uplift and encourage and try to help you. Not because I want your eyes on me. I want your eyes on God. That's where I want your eyes right now, on God. I want you to lift your eyes and your voices high. Shout it from the rooftops, you guys. I love you and God bless you.